because you mentioned in the notes that like you go through these manic depressive episodes. How do you deal with it? Because
I think the main thing that I'm always trying to aim at with that is some form of balance, which is the hardest thing to do
when you're in the hole.
I just think full stop for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it is always extremes. I'm always on the extremes, so it kind of does manifest in my mental health.
No, go on. Yeah, sorry.
What are you going to say?
Fairly sure you need to just take a little test. I'll send you the link later. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
But yeah, I like it manifests in my mental health. Like I'll have these extremely high, like manic periods where I'll be super energized and like just like feel like Superman.
Yeah.
Top of the world. And then these the complete opposite.
Do you know what triggers it? Or is it like, is it something like, it's distress, something like that? Or is it just kind of a random switch?
I think there's always, it's usually, I've been doing some research on it recently, and I think definitely with the highs, it's something changes, you know? And I had, the most recent one I had was like in the beginning of this year, and it was very much, I know what caused it. It was, I was penciled for a couple of jobs, like 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm getting it. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, right? Of like, if you in this industry, you can't like think that everything's guaranteed and then that you can rely on this. Because I thought, I've got 3 jobs, I'm penciled for them, I'm probably going to get them. And then I didn't get any of them.
Oh, no, but that's such a blow. I mean, I've been job hunting myself, and it's like, like when you have like all these things lined up and all of a sudden they all just dead.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, great, now I'm nothing again.
Exactly. And I mean, initially that was what the feeling was, is like, I mean, I always think I have these moments of doubt, and that was definitely one.
Oh, yeah.
And then what that read into was this insane motivation to not rely on that.
Weak, yeah.
And
it kind of like, it's that sort of like when you're down and out and you just know that you hit some form of, not necessarily rock bottom, but like, when it's like, do you find that understanding your own brain sort of almost objectively is like, you find that it's like, okay, right, well, I've hit rock bottom, here's why, right, fuck that, here's why I'm good. And then you can kind of turn it against itself in a way, like, kind of like bounce off it and be like, all right, that shit, that happened, but now what I'm going to do about that problem, I'm going to solve it by doing X, Y, and Z. Or how do you kind of move forward? Yeah,
I think I think for me, what I've been realizing, and again, it goes to balance. It's like, it's got to be both. You got to wallow, and you got to be sad.
You got to have your 2 weeks of wallowing.
Yeah. But then you got to put your shoes on and get to it.
That's it.
And
it's like my mum will always like, because I know that your mum's quite a big influence on you as well. And it's like, when they're like, it's like, look, you really need to suck it up. And you're like, fine. So, like, it's all right, fine. I'll get rid of the booze. So I was enjoying having my little drunk in my underwear wallow. It's like, Leslie, get the fuck up. It's like, all right, fine. Out you get. My girlfriend did that to me like last week, and I was just like, I have got this. I'm coming out swinging. It's like, not just
you got to go down swinging,
me. I'm going in swinging. I'm just like, yeah. Now I've got a couple of interviews lined up. I'm quite
nice, man. I hope that goes well.
Yeah, me too. I'm really hoping, but yeah, shit happens. If it doesn't, if it does, then we start again.
Exactly.
Sorry, if it doesn't happen, then we start again. Whatever it is, what it is. But no, I mean, that's really valuable because, you do have to come out swinging. It's just that strength is just so. I mean, when you're drained, it's like you're so just like, right. All right, that, you get, I get this little dark voice in the back of my head that just growls at me. And then it's like, all right, move. And, it's the simplest of moves. It's left foot, right foot.
Yeah.
It's not even, like jump out of bed, run to the gym or anything like that. It's just left foot, right foot, make your tea. Make a coffee. Made a coffee. Make your bed. All right, next, we're going to text Marlon and tell him that we're sad. And Marlon's going to text back something very encouraging because he always does. Anyway, so that kind of thing, but yeah. Okay, so but you mentioned before in the notes you talked about your girlfriend and your mum. So does your mum helps you a lot with because you said that she was quite an inspiration for your career and where you are now. How does that work? How has her parenting affected you?
I mean, I think I don't not to discredit my dad, but I guess in terms of career, like she has been an incredible influence. And yeah, as I said, I'm extremely grateful to have a family like that who isn't just encouraging, but is almost, I don't know, like, I don't know what the word is, but
Like stable.
no, like, I don't know what the word is, but she like she was pushing me before I knew that
Being pushed.
that this was a path for me, really.
Yeah.
You know, like my mum is a comedian, so
is she?
yeah,
We
so
should, we should get her on.
Yeah, you should, you should.
That'd be lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Sajila Kershi,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, she's obviously in the arts, and I guess because of that, like,
So she knows what it's like to be booed off stage kind of thing, and then like also have those days when you just absolutely smash it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she taught me everything that she knows, and like from her experience, you know.
Yeah.
Say again.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, ultimately I wouldn't be doing acting if it wasn't for her. She basically forced me to go to my first audition. I didn't want to go because it was in
Scary as fuck.
I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you.
You couldn't be asked.
Because
Why?
I was doing my A levels at the time.
Oh man.
So it was like,
yeah.
I've got, and there's
I'm
already
up
the
to my
most
balls in it already. Like, you know, I don't have time to read this. Yeah.
yeah, and like at that time, I wouldn't say like, okay, I'm pursuing acting. I was going to uni for film, and I probably would have liked to acted, but I think I was more thinking I'm going to be behind the
Production
cameras.
side,
Yeah. And it was an extra role that they were casting for, and my mum saw it on Twitter, and she was like, "You should go to this." I was like, "No, I don't want to," and she was like, "You're going to this."
Yeah.
I was like,
Get dressed, boy.
Okay. And I went there, and I remember, so it was in East London, obviously, you know, just like you, from Red Hill.
Yeah.
And like they all like talk.
I mean, that
like,
train feels a lot longer just because there's a hill between like London, you know, because you've got the South Downs and that, you know, the North Downs, and you're like, it feels like a huge barrier sometimes.
I honestly think it's a different country.
Yeah, it feels like a different country, doesn't it? Like, yeah, it's a really weird thing. It's like half an hour, an hour on the train. You're like, oh, all right, we've gone from Narnia to London. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go on. Sorry.
So, no, I lost my train of thought. That's okay though. That's the first time in like I don't even know how long.
It's not.
Is it not?
Yeah, no. We're still going back to your girlfriend. Don't you worry. I'm still going to get you on that one. I am not being media manipulated again.
What was?
It was about your mum being an influence on your acting, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said that how she was kind of how she pushed you into your first gig.
Yeah, so it was an audition. It was really just casting for extras, and I was like, she was like, this would be a good thing to do, to see what it's like to be on set, and yeah, have that experience.
That's a great experience.
Yeah. So that was really what it was, and I did the audition. I think they asked us to be lawyers, and I was the only person who'd really even done any sort of acting in school. Apparently, in a lot of, I mean, I hope it's different now, but like back then, which was what, maybe it was 8 years ago or 9 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't know, but it was yeah, it was a bunch of these kids from schools, random schools in East London that hadn't even done acting classes. They didn't even have drama classes in school, which was wild to me.
So it's like a free for all
Yeah, so they were just like, I mean, because obviously it was set in East London, so they were looking for people
with the actual accent.
Yeah, and so they were just obviously being themselves, and the improvisation was like act like a lawyer. And so in my head, I'm like,
An East London lawyer.
well, in Richard, I'm like, oh, a lawyer is like, you know, sort of very
super
posh.
food, like...
But then obviously they were just like being themselves. They're like, yeah, Lord, let's get the keys and that. And then I was just like, oh,
just hasten that. I don't think they're going to get the part. Like, you know, it's like, you know, could you imagine if you went to the court? It's like, okay, look, my back's against the wall. I could go to jail for a long time for this. It's like, yeah, blood. You know, it's like, I mean, I don't want to sound weird about it, but, you know, I mean, that is the last thing. I mean, if I was there, I was like, excuse me, I'm just going to leave. And like, you know, how much an hour? 400. You know?
Well, I think that's what they were looking for, to be honest. I don't know, but like they were obviously just being themselves, like talking their own accents. They weren't really thinking about it. And then I would just copied what they were doing. And then I felt so annoyed at myself afterwards because I was like, that's... No, I didn't go with my gut.
Yeah,
you know, I just followed the herd, and which I feel like is very common when you're a child, right?
Of course, yeah.
Like
you're only 18, you're impressionable. That's the thing. I mean, you know, you want to kind of because you think that's how it's done. You're learning from them, but you're learning the wrong thing, but you don't know the difference.
Yeah,
it's normal.
But so that happened. I thought it went terribly because it went terribly for me. And then I get a text message from the casting director saying they want to see me to read for a part. I was like, what?
Wow.
And then I had a bunch of auditions until I was probably like 4 or 5 until I was finally like in the room with people who I guess are people like me now, who are actors in the industry, who have agents and stuff. So this was their first audition. This was my like 6th.
Wow.
And then I did that. Then there was a screen test, which was actually in that screen test, which was my first ever screen test, was with Florence Pugh.
I know that.
Oh, you don't know who that is?
The name sounds familiar, but who's that?
Florence Pugh. She's like the biggest actress in the world now. You don't know Florence Pugh?
What's she
It's
name?
crazy. She was in Oppenheimer.
Still nothing.
Was she main character or?
No, I'm going blank. Well, I don't know. I thought maybe I misinterpreted how big Florence Pugh was. I thought
No. Yeah, what else she been in? Like,
it's like she was in that one of those Marvel films.
they all have.
Yeah, right.
That's the way you're interacting.
Yeah.
I swear.
But she was like not big then. She just done a film with Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones.
All right.
And she didn't get the part, and then went on to obviously have a extensive career.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We can't remember. Oppenheimer, amazing. Go you, Flo.
Yeah.
Go Flo. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I had
And if
that
you'd like to
screen
be on
test.
our show, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I had that screen test, and then
She looks like Kate Winslet.
really,
Marlon's Google.
I don't think so. Kate
I don't know.
Winslet.
No, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia now. Okay, it doesn't matter. Go on.
Give it up for Hannah. You're not lying.
She's in Oppenheimer. Yeah. It was I think it was a fairly small role. There was a lot of people in Oppenheimer.
All right. Actually been a fair few. Malevolent. Wow. Okay, yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh, okay. She's in Black Widow as well.
Yeah,
That's the one I was
in the
thinking.
Marvel
in
stuff.
Marvel.
all right, go on. All right.
But yeah, what was the point of this story? Oh yeah.
He's worse than me. I love this. All right, okay, good. All right, okay. So, it was your first gig, and why your mum encouraged you. Let's go back to your mum then. All right.
I think that was it, really. You know,
and then you end up this gig, and then it's like you met like these incredible people, and then it's that's kind of what pushed your acting career, and you were like, actually, I have to take it
So I mean,
seriously.
that's what started. That was my first professional gig, and I did it, and I was like, I love this. This is
Excellent.
This is great.
Such an inspiration.
You know, and I think originally I was thinking I'm going to be a director. I didn't really know what that was, right? I don't think you really do unless you like study or whatever. And I saw what the director did, and I was like, that's not for me.
No.
So what does a director do?
So
Put the film.
Yeah, no, I know the basic definition, but like he's experienced it. So
Just
what?
quick, I'm going to bounce because I need to pee.
No worries.
You boys keep chatting.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right, so I'm just gonna.
no worries.
Hope my jeans are okay. Definitely. I'm glad I wore jeans instead of the job.
I had to pee already, don't worry.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Honestly, that's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, what is that like? So like,
what does a
working
director
with-
do?
Yeah, what did they do? Because like we know, like you see films and you know what they're meant to do, but like in your experience as an actor, what do they do?
So I mean, obviously, before they even get on set, the director has like 2 months of prep where they're looking at the script, breaking down the script into the storyboards, what the shots are going to be, and then they'll work with the producer to obviously get all of that arranged.
Yeah.
I think that's why I see the job of the producer as, which is the job I have done. Basically, you've got the director; he has a vision, he wants to do this, you make that happen. And but there's different styles. I mean, obviously, there's the more like Harvey Weinstein obviously had a very different style of directing. I'm producing, not just like his allegations, but like his thing was more like I think with Quentin Tarantino is
You
different.
didn't work with him by any chance?
No. But like that style is more I guess authoritarian, and it's like they kind of want to be the director in the way. I think if you want to be the director, then you can be the director. But if
I've done it once for a small student film.
you studied film, you said, right?
studied film, yeah. So I've done scripts. I've directed a couple things, but I mean like real small.
So what did you find it fun, or did you find it super stressful? Or...
I found it very stressful, and I found like you might plan it out, but like, oh, this is gonna take only an hour, and you actually take 10 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, you just don't, especially when your first films, you don't really know, you don't have a great concept on time.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we've got to get all of this done in an hour. In reality, in reality, you only get one thing done in an hour.
Say again.
So in reality, you only get one thing done in an hour. That's like, you might have like 5 things you want to shoot in this 1 hour. In reality, you might only be able to get one or none.
Exactly. I remember like when I was first shooting the film, and I would be so confused because I was like, we're only shooting like 2 scenes. Like we can get how would this not take like 5 minutes? Like we know our dialogue, and it does. I don't know, it just like things take long because like you got to set up lights. I mean, even you guys know, you know, just from this little studio, it takes time to set all this stuff.
Living room, really. I mean, like, although I do feel like we need a better background.
Yeah, we've
discussed this.
Really, what would you want as the background?
I get weighted out. I'm like, you know, without the beard, honestly, because I'm basically invisible.
But what do you think it should be? Like, what about like this logo? Maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, obviously,
we can get like a blanket made.
No, eventually, obviously, I've got an idea for like a studio, like, but
he's
not here though.
So we're going to set up his garage, like proper, like, you know, like proper dads with a hobby.
Okay.
He'll be a dad soon as well. I mean,
so like, obviously, like in this flat, there's not really great wall space. You just like,
should I close the door?
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah,
sorry,
there's not really great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, don't worry. But yeah, there's not great wall space here, like, so you have to like film against there.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, in an ideal world, I would like to film against a wall or like a background.
Makes sense.
We should have like a shabby sort of off-point poster behind us or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
A bit more sort of like American.
Yeah, eventually I'll get.
It'll be really good fun.
Yeah, eventually.
I keep offering to tell you to come over to my flat. I've got some pretty nice couches. But yeah, like.
But yeah, eventually the idea is to build. Eventually the idea is to build a proper studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, get garage. Probably fun like this.
Yeah, I've got a garage.
Yeah,
so you're good. Is that where you want to build the studio, in your garage?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a car, so there's only one car in there, but it'll be us talking to.
Yeah, but nobody puts their car in the garage anymore. Anyway.
What?
Is that not a thing?
No. I put my
Because like basically most garages in the country are like really small. So like your car, like most modern cars are not great.
A modern car is very big. Yeah. I don't drive. I don't know.
Meters of size. Yeah, I mean, therefore.
I'm learning at the moment, so I'm like,
yeah, I need to start learning.
I just started learning.
For the first time ever.
Yeah.
You didn't ever do it.
No.
I can literally drive.
I was like, when I was 17, my mom gave me all the paper, and I just threw it away.
So you had no interest at all when you were a kid.
Well, I guess if you got like all the transport in London, then it's fine. But I mean, like
also as well, like you have to think. You have to think,
man. You got to learn.
You have to think. When I was like 17, they just introduced a congestion charge. I didn't have a job.
That.
I was like
Mate,
years away from
driving in London
working
is
properly.
the worst.
So it was like all these obstacles in terms of driving. So I was just like, at the time, I was just like, fuck it,
mate. I don't blame you. I mean, honestly, I would not. I mean, I was considering driving here tonight, and I just wouldn't do it because I had to go to London Bridge first, and I was like, I could ride my motorbike, but I'm like, I would rather be gloves.
Yeah. It's only now. It's only because I'm moving to a place where like I'm moving to North London eventually.
Yeah,
right.
And then and also my wife is pregnant and everything. There's only now. I need
Makes
to
sense to
actually
do it now.
drive now. Like, it actually serves a purpose now for me to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But when I was younger, I was like, I don't really need it.
So do you knowing the situation now? Do you wish you had started before? Or you think it's okay doing it now?
Now it feels like there's pressure to
really.
Well, yeah, but there were a few things. It's like it's weird how like me and a kid is like my mate Junior. He was like proper like chilled. He was like devil may care kind of thing. He became a dad about 2 months ago, and dear God, he started organising lads' nights and everything. And it's like who the fuck is this guy? Like it's weird. It's like suddenly you're very responsible for this little person, and you become a more responsible person. I think.
Yeah.
But, well, some of us do, some of us don't. But in general, like, I mean,
you think you've become a more responsible person?
Oh, hell no! I hope I'm the fun one. Because my girlfriend, she's the responsible one. She's like really like, whereas I'm like more. I mean, I've always wondered. Like, I mean, firstly, the only thing that I have on my little dad list is if the baby's bald, I'm gonna have him like I'm gonna get my little mini me outfit, and I'm gonna go as Dr. Evil, and I will have a Halloween party specially just so I can have this little outfit of me and mini me. And that's how everyone's gonna meet the damn baby. Yeah. Just a little teeny tiny suit. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. I don't give a shit. I'm like, it's gonna be me and mini me. Like both of us. I will shave my hair. I mean, by then I'll probably have to anyway. But like, still, I mean, like, I think that there's lots of these little ideas that you get when your friends got babies. I mean, like, for example, why is it that no one wants to put a baby in a backpack? Because I just think that it's like...
Wait. Why would you put a baby in a backpack?
Well, if it's convenient.
Yeah, that is a good question. Why are you trying to put babies in backpacks?
Well, okay, like, you know how you have, like... Okay, because, like, you get those, like, daddy stroller...
Or, like, the... Yeah.
chest ones, right? They're, like, £300. I got a bag already, man, and it's this big. It's the size of what? Like, like what? 4 kilos? 3 kilos?
I'm sorry.
3.5. I mean, obviously, once his neck gets a bit stronger.
Have you lost your mind?
I mean, like, what's it going to do? I mean, like, the worst thing that's going to happen is he's going to get some weird fetish about being in bags. What are you going to do? I mean, like, let's say you're just going down the shop.
Do not put a baby in a
fucking
backpack.
Public disclaimer, do not
I
put
reckon at
babies
one
in a
point you're
bag.
like saying you put a baby in a backpack because it's like, like you got littles and you buy a bit too much and you just
what,
like,
Tesco bag?
No, you don't put a baby in a Tesco bag. You might choke. But I mean,
Which bag do you put a baby in then?
that one. Probably. I reckon.
Right.
I mean, no. Because,
For anybody listening, he pointed to his rucksack.
yeah, but it's small. You can put them on. I mean, you obviously open a little air hole. Whatever.
So they're inside like this with a tiny little air hole.
like a fucking
In the
like
darkness,
9 months.
essentially.
Have you had any fuss? I don't mind getting
like
kicked
a,
by a baby.
like
It's a
a
baby.
fucking orange or his lunch or some shit.
Well, no. I mean, you don't put them in there with other stuff. I mean, that's just stupid. Who puts a baby?
Lunch sandwich, tuna sandwich, baby.
Just sitting there, just wipe it off afterwards. Like, just like, yeah. But I mean, also, like, when they're changing babies,
man.
like, my mates are
Better put in a plastic bag so nothing leaks, baby.
Here's the other thing, right?
Like, that's what I do with my lunch. I put it in a plastic bag so it doesn't leak in my lunch.
Like, don't put your baby in a plastic bag. That's stupid. That's
No,
gonna kill
but
it.
rucksack's fine, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 'cause it's got air holes.
Yeah.
It's the air holes.
I mean, obviously not for long travel.
For people
You're not
that- So
gonna
how-
go
what's the-
through
what's the
London with
minimum?
a baby in a bag. But like, let's say you're kind of coming back from the shops and you're just like, shit, I ain't got enough hands for this shit. Just pop it in the backpack.
Right.
Put it on the front. Why is that any different to the stupid, so this whole sort of like 300-pound baby carrier with, like whatever. I mean, it's been in a womb for ages. That's definitely smaller than a backpack. I'm going to get,
I
I'm going to get in a little
I don't know
trouble
what to
for that.
say.
I don't think
Why
that
does
you should
everyone
be a
think that's so
father.
horrific? Yeah, but in Indonesia, they put
I'm
a little
actually
sling.
speechless.
All right. A sling is fine, but a backpack's not. Why? An open backpack is not fine to put a baby.
Open backpack.
Well, not open, but like a little bit open.
You said like
Keep an eye
fit the
on it.
baby up in there, like it's got air
Well,
holes.
he's gonna sit down, isn't he? I mean, what else do they do? They just sit around the whole day anyway. It's like, all right, cool, you're sitting down. Right, well, I've got this. And you've got, you've got your hands full. You need to carry the baby as well because he's your main responsibility.
I'm
assuming
shocked.
it's
I'm actually a shocked
Definitely
with you.
big.
I've known him for over 10
Why is
years.
everyone
He's
shocked?
never pulled this one out.
I don't get this. I don't get why everyone's so freaked out about this idea. But it's like,
I don't know, maybe the baby might die. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would the baby die? You put it in the backpack. You're keeping an eye on it. You got to look there.
I'm pretty sure this is something you go to jail for.
Yeah, surely
You'd
that's...
be like, you turn on the news.
But the daddy backpack things are the exact same thing.
Lev, we're gonna have to testify against you one day. Like, it's gonna be used against you in a court of law. Like, and I'm like, oh,
It's my baby. It's not
I knew this episode was gonna come back and bite
I'm
you,
going to
Lev.
remember.
This is the one. This is the
It's one
one.
of all the ones, it's always
Yeah.
ones where you let your guard down. Like, sit
And we
there,
can't even
keep
lie.
your
We
head
have to
down.
go to court. I'm like, yeah, he said it.
You just meant to say about baby backpack. Well, come on, that's not the worst
I-
charge
I-
for yourself. It's not like I'm punching
I tried
you
to
in the
get,
head
I tried to get him to use his media
not
training
sit-
to help you. But
I'm not putting them in there with barbed wire. I mean, fuck off. But it's just like, I could just imagine being like, you got to get down the stairs, you got to get up the stairs.
I guess the
I'm
main-
not going to leave
wait.
the baby. You have to keep an eye on it, right? You've
I
always
guess
got
the
to
main,
monitor
I
baby.
guess the main problem is suffocation
Why would it suffocate?
because he put a baby in a fucking rucksack.
Yeah, but you have the rucksack open a little bit, so it's got an air hole.
But still, there's a
That's
risk
like
of
having to go and get,
suffocation.
no, but that's why. Why is that a bad thing? You put it in a sleeping bag, right?
No,
So you go camping with your baby. You tuck it.
there's
sleeping
so
bag
much
with
rules
you.
about babies. There's certain things you don't do with babies.
I don't think you know the
can
rules
tell
about
that I'm
babies,
not
man.
Really ready
There's a
yet.
lot of- there's a lot of-
I'm a year off, I think.
There's a lot of rules
maybe.
with
I think you got to do some
Why
studying
is that
first.
rules? Babies.
There's even sleeping positions
Fuck
you
off.
can't
No,
leave your
sorry,
baby
but
in.
In Indonesia, they would take babies, they put them in a little sling, put them around the chest.
What's the life
go about their
expectancy in
lives.
Indonesia?
Like 60.
Okay, that's
Maybe
very
more.
high.
Well, yeah, but I mean, admittedly, they have a high child mortality rate. But it's not. But I mean, that's because of healthcare. It's not because they're putting them in slings.
Maybe.
Africa, they put them in slings all the time.
Yeah, well, what's the life expectancy in Africa?
Well, that's completely irrelevant. It's not the child mortality rate.
But there's still
Actually,
a
it's
large
very high.
percentage of
That's
people
most of them in
fucking
there,
suffocating on shit.
Yeah, but no, they don't suffocate in a sling.
But the sling is better than a fucking rucksack.
Yeah,
How
the
is
sling
that
is
any
be-
different to
because the
With your
sling is
fucking lunch.
suspended.
Sorry, what do you want to do? Put it on my belly and then it feels right at home. I mean,
Yeah, but
fuck
he's
off.
suspended here. And
Yeah.
he's like he's out here. He's out
You
here.
can breathe. Most
You can
importantly.
breathe. You want to put the baby inside the thing. This tiny little hole
no,
where we can look out into the
No,
world.
no. Little baby sits down in the backpack. He's
You
on
know,
his own.
baby can't even support its own head, and you're gonna put it in a rucksack.
No. I did say when it can support its head.
You didn't
Right.
say that. Did you say that?
I definitely
I
said
don't
that.
think he said
I
that.
totally said that.
I mean,
You can go back
we've
and
got the recording.
Recording. Okay, I said when it's ready to support its head. Obviously, I'm not going to put a toddler. I mean, toddler definitely. Toddlers you can put in anything. I mean, you could pick. I mean, when they're like 1 or something like that, like. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying let's do this regularly. I'm just saying.
I'm saying let's never do it.
I'm going to give you the best advice of your life. Never put a baby in a fucking bag.
Not
Don't
in
do
a bag,
it.
in a
Rucksack, a bag,
anything.
anything. Bag. You do not.
In fact,
do it.
stay away from babies. Please, stay away from all babies, please. I think that's the best advice.
Just put kind of bag.
This is why you're not going to be my kid's fucking godfather.
I am his godfather.
No, you're not. Wait,
well, not after today, you're not. Putting him in a backpack.
His wife
definitely not. I'm definitely
3
not.
beers in. It's like has had a drink. No. Good. Are you
But
sure?
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm not going to put your fucking baby. I'm not going to put your baby
You
in the
said
bag.
You literally spoke for the last 10 minutes.
My baby is fine.
Advocating
Hey,
the
if I
great.
get it, I can make a new one. Okay, but shouldn't know, it's infanticide. That's a whole different dark level. But I'm just saying, if it's your baby, you can do whatever you like. I mean,
Lev, you're not the-
my mate is
you're not the
literally
baby.
taking his 1-year-old
Baby,
baby.
Lev, you can't even be in the same room as the baby.
Fine. I'm great with kids.
You can't even see a picture of the baby.
I'm not going to help myself here, but I was a teacher.
God, how many kids did you lose?
Like 2. His wife's coming in. Oh fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
he
it.
wants to put a baby in a rucksack.
You can put a baby in a rucksack, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's
not.
saying no. She's saying she doesn't like to talk on our podcast, but she's saying no.
Yeah, everyone will say no. Everyone will say no. You're alone in this. I'm sure of it.
You should put a little gap for it to breathe. You're taking it up the stairs. We're talking up the stairs here. We're not talking like crazy times. I'm not going to take it traveling with me as part of my luggage.
Right.
But I'm just saying, when convenient, and you're in a bit of a pickle. Open the top, put the little baby in there. It can sit down. It's having a nice little time. You just give it a rattle or some shit, and then off you pop.
Seriously, how much did you have in that pub?
2 pennies. I think I'm 4th. I'm definitely not driving. Yeah. No, she does like to talk on our podcast. Okay, right. Anyway, let's go back to the love of your life.
Can I go to the toilet
Please
and then?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
How did we get onto babies? I'm lost.
Yeah. How did that happen? Now I'm defending myself for the baby patrol.
And you won't give up.
God, mum's net's going to be up my ass.
And you won't give up.
Of course I won't give up. I'm argumentative.
Why?
Because I'm competitive. I just don't see your point.
Why not put a baby in a shoebox?
Well, you can.
I mean, you can, but
Moses
don't do
was
it.
in a basket.
What
do you think a fucking baby carrier?
I watched.
It's a glorified.
They have a documentary or mockumentary.
Okay, so where is the line between
They got a
what's
mockumentary.
and not acceptable
They
to
got
put
a
baby in?
mockumentary on fucking Netflix about it, and I was just thinking about that. It's a mental story that she fucking put Moses in a basket and left him in a fucking river with his fucking.
Where do you think
the
cops started?
the now crocodiles and shit? And she
Yeah, I mean,
put it in a basket.
I mean, she's not parent of the year, that's for sure.
But it is
But then again,
I get that they were
Pharaoh's trying to kill it.
I get they're trying to kill babies, but she thought that was the best option instead of fleeing Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, it's quite a walk. And desert. I mean, I wouldn't want to go across desert with a baby. I mean, that'd probably die more.
It's better than fucking putting in a fucking river.
Yeah, and let it go down river. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
It's a mental story.
I'd freak out if I was going to the toilet and I heard crying.
It's a mental story.
It's ridiculous. But that being said, it didn't die.
Yeah, it didn't.
It didn't die. It came back and led all the Jews out of Egypt. Look how well that worked out.
Allegedly, she sent the daughter to follow the.
No, she said it's got to remain. Yeah, something like that. And it's like, he didn't know it was his sister or some shit like that. Yeah, but I mean, it's it's the Bible. A kind of history / allegory. Yeah, but it's a bit like saying, then Thor came out. Actually, no, to be fair, I think it's probably got a bit more legs to it than,
Yeah, it's a mental story.
Let's finish the story about how you met your girlfriend.
Yeah.